Hi, Rick Probstein, Rainmaker Recruiting Group. How are you? So this next video is crucial to watch over and over and over and over again. And when you have a conversation with somebody, you want to watch this video, take it as a checklist, and see how you're doing. Most people, I'm about to give you the 10 principles of a great conversation. Now this can be in person or on the phone. It's meant more for on the phone, but it can be easily used as a checklist for in person. So it's the 10 principles of a great conversation. Now when you're talking to your friends, you believe it or not, you're doing all 10 of these things. Now when people are doing sales, and headhunting and recruiting is sales, for whatever reason they lose their personality. Maybe it's because they want to be professional or they want to be businesslike, but for whatever reason they are not the same person in the sales process, especially in cold calling, as they are with their friends. Now, if I was listening to somebody in an office, let's say you're in a bullpen and everybody's on the phone, I should think that everybody's on a personal call, the way that they're sounding and talking to people on the phone. But I could easily walk around a bullpen and be like, this guy is definitely making cold calls and this guy is definitely talking to his friend, right? So within sales, you want to be the same person that you are in real life as you are in a business relationship. And people typically lose their personality, and hopefully these 10 principles of how to have a great conversation will help you regain and maintain and retain the person that you are in real life as you are as a salesperson. Now everybody has friends, so if you're feeling stuck during the day and you're making cold calls and it's not working out, call a friend, relax, have a conversation with them for a few minutes, and then transfer who you are in that conversation to being a salesperson. So here we are, now we're going to give you over, and this is gold, the 10 principles of a great conversation. So how did I greet the person, right? Now oftentimes you hear somebody like, yeah, I'd like to speak to so-and-so, and da-da-da-da-da. That's not how you talk to people, right? Hey, how are you? What's going on, right? Be personable. This is how you are in real life, and this is how you develop relationships with people. Greet people like they're your best friend from high school, even if it's on the phone. Okay, principle number 2. Did I listen to the person? Now this is very important in the headhunting process. If you go into a job interview and the client, which is the person who's, let's say, the HR director or the CEO, does all the talking in the interview, and you only talk for, let's say, 15% of the time, guess what's going to happen? They are going to love you. People love to talk about themselves, right? When you can get people to talk about themselves more than you're talking, they're not interested most of the time in what you have to say. People are interested in themselves. If you can get the person to talk about themselves more than you're talking about yourselves, typically the emotional reaction to that is they're going to like you, right? Especially if they feel that you're listening and you're interested in them and what they're saying. So hopefully you don't have to pretend. Hopefully you are that type of person that's interested in other people. And this is an important principle in terms of developing relationships both in person and on the phone, right? Within that, principle number 3, you want to use their name all the time. This helps endear people. This is how people become close to people. You know, like, Fred, I totally hear what you're saying. Is a very big difference between you just saying, I hear what you're saying, right? When you're talking to your friends on the phone, you're using their name all the time. Like, Jill, what are you talking about? That's how you talk to people. So when you're speaking with your clients, you have to use their first names. It's endearing. It helps further and strengthen the connection. Okay, principle number 4. Was I a good listener, right? When I mean a good listener, the person tells you they're a botanist, right? Now that's a chess piece that they're giving you, like, who the heck is a botanist, right? So when you're a good listener, you have to ask them a question that's going to build on that. Like, well, how did you get into that? Or how did you start this company? Or was that your idea? And then you're building and you're really listening to the information that you're giving. And then you're playing ping pong back with the information. And you're building it and you're developing it into a conversation. And that's how you get people to talk about themselves. Okay, principle number 5. Did I make the person feel important during the conversation, right? You're speaking with the secretary and she tells you she's working 3 days a week and she's the mother of 4, right? Make the person feel important. The person tells you that they were the top salesperson at their company, right? Even though, like, who cares? Make the person feel important, especially men. Men are all egos and they need to feel important, but make the person feel important during a conversation. When you do this with your friends in real life, they love you, they like you, they want to feel important, they need you to feel important, right? Same in the cold calling recruiting process. Make the person feel important, okay? If you do a checklist afterwards, you're like, you know what? We had a great conversation, but did I make the person feel important? No, I did not. Okay, next, principle number 6. And I apologize if we're going quickly, you can watch the video again. Principle number 6, and this is a crucial one. I've heard many salespeople on the phone with somebody for 10 minutes and they're having a great conversation, but you know what? They didn't laugh together once, right? If you are not able to laugh with somebody in a 10-minute conversation, then there is something deficient about you. If you're a friend and you're on the phone with them for 10 minutes and you don't laugh one time, what the heck does that say either about you or the friendship? People laugh together. They get on the phone, you're schmoozing, you're having a good time. Laugh, okay? Be personable. Say something funny. Say something that's engaging. Laugh at what they're saying, right? That's how you have you build it into a relationship and have a great conversation with somebody. Principle number 6, very plain and simple, laugh together. Principle number 7 is sort of the opposite of that. Never get in an argument in any capacity. You've all heard this expression, you can win the battle and lose the war. Don't say something that's going to make the person feel defensive. Be defensive. If you completely disagree with what they're saying, you can say something like, I hear that, I hear what you're saying. You don't necessarily have to state that you completely disagree or have a contrary opinion. When you are developing a relationship with somebody and something that in a relationship especially that's new, if you say something that's contrary to the person, right, people aren't able to separate between the information that you might have a disagreement with and the actual relationship itself, right? So you want to avoid this like the plague. Do not get in an argument in any capacity or say anything contrary to people in terms of relationship building and sales, okay? Now, principle number 8. You want to get people saying yes, yes, right? There's a principle in life that you never ask somebody a question unless you know the answer, right? And if you think about this, it's very deep. You probably have all done it, right? You're like, oh, you've been married 8 years. How many kids do you have? We don't have any kids. You're like, okay, I feel like a big idiot. So take this principle, and when you're on, let's say, a cold call with somebody for the first time, and you want to ask questions that are going to get yeses, that things are moving things forward. Let's say you're calling from a company that nobody's ever heard of. You're a headhunting firm, Rainmaker Recruiting Group, never heard of it, right? You don't want to say to the person starting off the conversation, hi, I'm calling from Rainmaker. Have you heard of us? We're located on Wall Street and we're the biggest headhunting firm in the world. And the person says no, right? That no is a serious disconnect in the relationship and it keeps things from moving forward. So you want to ask questions that are going to get yes responses, especially during the conversation. Principle number 9. Once you're having the conversation, did you thank the person? Did you say, you know what, Fred, it was really nice talking to you. Thank you for taking the time today. This is how you develop a relationship with somebody. Principle number 10 is the final principle. It's not really a principle, but it's sort of a landmark and sort of the evaluation of the conversation itself. If I left this person a message on the phone and use it as a test, would they return my call? If you do that, then you are in a relationship with the person. If I leave somebody a message and they don't return my call, I am not in a relationship with that person, right? Think about your friends. If you leave any of your friends a message about anything, they are going to return your call, right? Same thing with a client in business, a human resources person, a CEO. We had a great conversation. If you left them a message, right, are they going to return your call? Now, if you do all 10 of these principles in every conversation, I guarantee you that the person will return your call, right? So the main principle in terms of what I'm talking about is you want to be yourself, right? And these are all principles in terms of how to have a great conversation. And a lot of times people in the sales process, they get too professional, they stick to it too much in terms of like trying to get the information or getting into it too much, right? You have a great personality. Everybody has friends. Be that person on the phone, be that person in front of a client in real life, and you're going to get much farther in business. There's people that take people out to ball games, they take people out to dinner, they meet with clients, and they treat everybody in their business profession as they do their personal profession, and there's tremendous overlap. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's good, and that helps people. Now there's personalities, you might be more introverted, and these things don't come as naturally to you. But you know what? When you're on the phone, you're not sitting with their person, you have a great personality, you're just, you know, a little bit more shy or introverted. Be that person. Be dynamic on the phone. Did the person just laugh, right? And you have to ask yourself, you know what? We just had a great conversation for 10 minutes, but we didn't laugh. I would give that conversation a B. Now, you want to have A conversations all the time. So once again, this video is about the 10 principles of how to have a great conversation. Hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to you watching our next video. Thank you.